All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to start off by giving all praises and glory and honors to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Marakah Kodash, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone and Well. Peace and blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect, the Bayat Dawadah, the house of David. All right, so we're just going to go in here, right? So as you can see, right, it says 50 companies just officially signed to build 6G. Scientists already have a warning about what it does to your body. Now, radiation destroys your body, man. All right, high frequencies of radiation will destroy your body because that's what these things are right here. These towers are nothing but direct energy weapons, man. Okay, DEW. All right, direct energy weapons, right? Full of radiation. You see? They like to say that it's not and all that madness, but that's nothing but a damn lie. What do you think CV-19 was all about? All right, high frequencies of radiation when they were building them damn towers up, man. Okay, let's go over here. It says in December of 2024, 3GPP, the international body that built every mobile generation from 3G. Now, like I was telling you, right? Your smartphones, all these smartphones are nothing but DARPA, CIA. All right? You can okay? They're built by DARPA, right? CIA. You see? Where they have a chip inside of a chip, right? To be able to listen into your conversations, to be able to track, trace, and control, and do all of these things of that nature. You see? Right? And as you know, what is it? The Internet of Things, the Internet of Body, right? And as you can see, the 6G, which 6G is nothing but a high bandwidth, right? What is it? Terahertz? A terahertz, I think it is. A high frequencies of terahertz or bandwidth or faster speed. Okay, so to say. All right, to break it down for you. All right, it says the international body that built every mobile generation from 3G to 5G formally approved 6G study, a 6G study item at their meeting in Madrid, right? It says co-signed by over 50 companies from across the world. All technical report on 6G is scheduled for June 2026. Meanwhile, an important biological question remains unanswered, right? Because this thing is a study of body. Now you're going to end up this is what's going to be a part of that chip. See, smart cities, meaning surveillance, monitoring, analysis, reporting, and tracking. You see, when you take that chip, you become the UPC. You become a part of what you call the cloud. Okay, you become a part of the cloud. You're hooked up to the cloud, right? Data centers, right? UPC, you become the UPC with that RFID microchip and you get mark of the beast. Okay? You become the UPC. All right, with your medical records, your history, your history, everything is going to be stored on that chip, which is of a blockchain. See, which is due with the blockchain, has to do with the blockchain. Okay? Everything will be stored on there. All right? Your social security number, your identification, and that's why they want you to start you off with a digital ID. All right, let's go over here. It says in 2025, researchers from the Hebrew University at Jerusalem and Ariel University published a peer-reviewed study in Scientific Reports. The goal model for the very first time how 5G and 6G signals interact with the what is that? The interior structure of human skin, right? Not just the surface, but the fine structure inside sweat ducts, sweat glands, and blood vessels. You see? All right. So let's go over here. It says the skin contains 2 to 4 million sweat ducts, tiny coiled structures connected directly to your brain through the nervous system, and henceforth that's why they want to put that chip inside of your brain, man. You see, with those electrodes. You see, that's why he had Neuralink, right? Neuralink. You got what is it? There's another one that I brought out. I forgot the name of it. It's another BCI, another brain computer interface. Synchronize. There you go. Right? It says the blood vessels underneath showed that some unexpected vulnerability. You see, this is why they're going to call it the Internet of Body, right? The Internet of Body and the Internet of Body and the Internet of Things. Okay? It says the researchers tested 3 states. It says low stress, moderate stress, high stress. Results, there's no, the more stress you are, the more electromagnetic energy your sweat glands absorb, you see? And that's how you're going to get paid with them CBDCs, right? They're going to read off of your brain waves and your frequencies. All right? This is what this is called. This is nothing but left-hand miracles. Okay? It says the people most exposed by daily stress, parents, students, professionals may also be the most biological vulnerability to wireless radiation. You see, to wireless radiation, right? All right. It says every wireless device sold today is approved under a safety standard called SAR. You see, and I brought this out a while back. Specific absorption radiation, right? That's what goes back to CD19 when you put the S on it. Because remember, henceforth, what they were calling it before when it came, they was calling it SARS, right? Specific absorption radiation syndrome. You see, it says it says the last updated in 1996 before smartphones, before Wi-Fi, right? Which Wi-Fi is nothing but radiation. You see, it really has nothing to do with a high connection of speed to your phone, right? It says before 5G, it says the researchers conclude that SAR was never built to account for the structure inside your skin, the sweat ducts and blood vessels it says that their study shows absorb radiation in ways nobody predicted. You see that? So it absorbs radiation, right? Now, when you take that chip, you're going to be hooked up to a cloud. Okay? It says 6G is already being built. The safety standard hasn't moved in nearly 30 years. It says what can you actually do while the science catches you? All right? So let's go to the scriptures, man. We're going to go and read it here. Revelation 13, let's start at verse 14. It says, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast. Right, so these is nothing but left-hand miracles. See, this man is trying to play the Most High. You see? Right, let's go here. Let's go to 2 Thessalonians and we go back to that. 2 Thessalonians, right, we're going to start up at verse number 3. It says, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there coming a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed. Who is the man of sin? Esau Edom, the so-called white man who wants to push off a chip and put you in a totalitarian, technocratical new world order, man. All right? Authoritarian government, man. Okay? It says, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition, the son of destruction. Right? Because he want to throw you into his 15-minute smart city. Right? Concentration camps. Right? Revelation 2 and 10. Revelation 3 and 10. This is what we got to go through. Jacob's trouble. Jeremiah 30 and 7. See, these are all the things that's going to have to happen before the World War III, before the end it all be all war. You see, which they all going to go over into the Yahweh Shaphat, the Valley of Decision. You see, and they all going to be destroyed, man. They all going to be a fixture of this of the desert, man. Okay, you see, because Yahweh Shai is coming, the angels is coming. They're going to turn around. They're going to fight. They're going to be fighting amongst themselves. Then they're going to turn around. They're going to fight against the Lord, and He's going to obliterate all of them. You can read about that in Second Ezra, it's the 13th chapter. All right. Revelation, the 19th chapter. You see, they're gonna be for food. They're gonna be for food for the fowls of the air, man. Okay? It says, verse number 4, it says, who opposeth and exalted himself above all that is called Yahweh, or or that is worshipped, so that he as God, right? I'm gonna read it off verbatim. God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. Remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things. And now you know what withholdeth that he might be revealed in his time. And he's being revealed, right? By the men of the Lord, by the prophets. You see? Amos 3 and 7, surely the Lord will do nothing but revealeth his secrets unto his servants, the prophets. And we have the secrets of these scriptures, right? The unleavened bread, the living water. We see and we pinpoint to who the wicked is, who the devil is, and who's ruling in the end times. It's Esau, Edom, 2nd Ezra, it's the 6th chapter, start at the 6th verse, read all the way down to the 9th verse, right? It says, for the mystery of iniquity doeth already work. Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out the way. And then shall the wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth. That's by the prophets. And shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. And that's physical. That's when Yahushua returns. But the angels, Zechariah 5. Because the angels, right, the chariots are going to be covered. They're going to cover the whole. That's the curse that goeth over the face of the earth, man. You see? It says, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, right? Adversary, Satan, right? With all power and signs and lying wonders. You see? Left hand miracles, right? Neuralink. You see? Making the paralyzed being able to use their limbs and so forth, and use their brains and with the chip inside of it to be able to move things and do all this other madness, man. All right? That chip inside your hand, you being able to buy and sell. It's nothing but a track, trace, and control. Right? Left hand miracles. You see? It says of Satan with all power and signs and lying wonders. Right? And lying wonders. Okay? Let's go back to that Revelation 13. And we're going to end it off. Well, actually, you know what? We're going to read a few more things, right? So Revelation 13. And we start at verse number 14. Right, it says, and deceived them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image of the beast which had the wound by a sword and did live. Verse number 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. Right? How is that? Concentration camps. You see the red list, the yellow list, the blue list, right? Those are the ones who oppose the New World Order. You see, the yellow list are the ones who they're going to put back to society, throw your ass in a 15-minute smart city. Surveillance, monitoring, analysis, report, tracking. You see, underneath what? Drones, Palantir, Gideon, right? Like the movie Minority Report. All right? You see, pre-crime. All these things of that nature. Okay? It says, and he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a charagma, right? Which is an etching under the skin, you see, by the corax, right? Which is the needle to insert that charagma underneath your skin. You see? It says in their right hand or in their foreheads, right? It says, and that no man might buy or sell, that's transactional. Okay? With CBDC, central bank digital currencies. Okay? Invisible money. You see? Because this place is going to be a cashless society. It says, or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that haveth understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. Now let's go over to Revelation, the 16th chapter. Right? Revelation 16th chapter, in verse number 2, it says, and the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sore, right, upon the men which had the mark, charagma, of the beast and upon them which worshipped his image. Now that word sword right there is Helkos. Okay, it's Helkos, right? Which is an ulcer, right? An ulcer. Let's go into it real quick. Okay, because I always go into it, but let's go into it. All right, let's go into the word sore. Right, Helkos. Right, a wound, especially a wound producing a discharge pus. How is that going to be? For radiation. You see, high frequencies of radiation is what's going to create that discharge of pus, those sores, that ulcer, right? It says an ulcer as if drawn together, sore. You see, Helkos. Now let's go down. Let's jump down to verse number 10. It says, and the fifth angel poured out his vial upon the seat of the beast, and his kingdom was full of darkness, and they gnawed their tongues for pain and blasphemed the heavenly Father of heaven because of their pains and their sores, which is Helkos, right? And repented, Salakia, not of their deeds. Okay? Now you take that ship, Yahweh Shem Yahshai going to destroy you, Revelation 14 and verse number 9. You see the subhead, doomed for the worshippers of the beast. And the third angel followed with them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast in his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Yahweh, without which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, meaning righteous anger, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone, ICBM intercontinental ballistic missiles, right? And you're going to see the concentrated fire from the chariots drop down, right? It says, in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. That's Yahweh Shai, the Lamb. And the smoke of their torment ascended up forever and ever, and they had no rest nor night. It says, and they have no rest day nor night, who worship the beast and his image, and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name. Here is the patience, and here's the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of Yahweh and the faith of Yahweh Shai. All right. So, we're just going to end it right there, brothers. We're going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Marakah Kwadash, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone of Well. Peace and blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect, the Bayat Dawadah, the house of David. Kwam Yasha Allah, Abad Babal, Shalom.